All right, welcome back to week 16. What I wanted to do this week was wanted to start off with giving you a little bit of an insight on what's really been on my mind with all this going on. I don't have any type of experience in cycling, but I've ridden bikes my whole life. So I have a perception of that. I'm not a runner, but I've ran 11, 12 Tough Mudders, which are 13 miles apiece with obstacles. I've ran a hood to coast relay race with a team. So I have experience in running. Swimming, growing up in Southern California during summer, my friends and I would go to the beach and we'd swim all day, boogie boarding. So I have a perception of swimming and a perception of swimming in open water and other occasions, snorkeling, scuba diving, all that stuff. So really, I have all these perceptions of these experiences that I've had throughout my athletic career. But the one thing that intrigues me the most with this whole race, you really can't simulate it. I mean, not to the extent of how race day would be. So I'm very intrigued about this one thing, which I'll express in a second. But before I express that, I've spoken to two different people who've had experience with what I'm going to talk about. And the both individuals who told me the story, panicked because they've never experienced that before. And that not passing that panic area, didn't allow them to finish, complete the race. So, with those two people telling me this, and I've heard enough stories as well, is race day swimming with everyone bunched together like sardines. Everyone has the same goal, the finish line. Second goal, being able to breathe. And third goal, move, get out the way. That intensity, it's constantly on my mind. And it's on my mind not out of fear. It's more of my, in my mind, the sense of just the energy of all that happening. And another thing that intrigues me with that is, the panic that comes with that scenario, obviously, is not being able to breathe. Can one really relax themselves to the point of being able to remember the technique, remember the objective of finishing? And, I know it's a very difficult thing, and that's why I'm thinking about it, because I respect that intensity. But it intrigues me in another sense because, I've done jiu-jitsu now for, 14, 15 years. And, the one thing about jiu-jitsu is being able to be comfortable no matter what position you're in. You can be in a very dominant position and be very comfortable. Anyone can be comfortable in a dominant position. But when you're in a bad position, where when your opponent is on top of you, mounted position, or, for people who don't know, just a very strong position that you would think there is no way out. And when you're in that position, there has to be a calmness about you that, you have to remember your techniques, your training, your objective. And, it's not easy. It's an art that is learned with, time on the mats, doing jiu-jitsu over and over and being in that situation over and over. There's always going to be someone better than you, always. So someone's always going to be able to lay it on you. And, you're going to feel that suffocation. On the mats, I've been able to, I don't want to say perfect that, but to be able to handle very harsh situations and being able to relax and calm myself down. And I'm wondering if that same calmness, if that transfers over to other situations, like this swimming situation. Am I going to be able to use what I've learned from jiu-jitsu and calm myself in a swimming environment, and when it's intense, although in a bad position because of not being able to get the clear breathing, am I still going to be comfortable enough to be calm, to remember the objective, the technique, and everything else? I find that very intriguing. I understand there's a lot of crossover, but being uncomfortable on the floor that I've been in for 14 years, I've learned to be comfortable. I've learned how to use the floor. I've learned how to, to protect and all that good stuff. But, in the water, there's no feedback from the ground. I can't push off the ground to get myself in a better situation. I push myself or use something to drive and there's nothing under me other than water. So floor is a sense of safety. So now can that same calmness transfer over to the water when there's no sense of safety of the floor? Does that make sense? So it intrigues me. It's on my mind constantly. And so that's what's been on my mind. I just wanted to express something I've been thinking about. We're gonna find out in 9 months. But anyways, just wanted to. All right, so I'm gonna start off the week with a little update. I committed myself every month to take my body fat test via the body spec. Last did it in December. I was supposed to do it in January, but I missed my appointment. I was doing something else and I totally forgot, and I was very upset. But luckily, the last time I took my test was the end of December. We're in February now, and I'm gonna take my test again. Shouldn't be a lot of change. There should be some change, but not too much. But I am excited to see what type of changes there are. That's coming up, and I guess I'll see you after the test. I didn't get a video of it last time. I'm gonna see if I can get a video of it this time, so that way you can see, just what it looks like. I mean, it's the same as the last video, but a personalized video looks a lot better than a generic commercial video. Outside of that, I'll inform you or update you guys on my progress a little bit later. Here's one progress: the bike ain't ready. They're like, we need about a week or 2 more weeks because we can't just order the bike by itself. We need at least more bikes with the shipment, blah, 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 blah. But I'm working on the indoor bike. I'm being impatient, which I shouldn't be. Anyways, just wanted to give you that quick little update, and we'll see you then. All right, welcome back, everyone. I am about to go mountain bike riding. One of the guys from the jiu-jitsu gym, Andrew, invited me to go mountain bike riding today, and being that it's a beautiful day today, taking full advantage of the opportunity. So thank you very much. One of the things that I really wanted to get out of this activity today is several things. Number one, I really want to see if I go back to my old habits of pushing as opposed to the push and pull that I've been working on. Although we're not cycling, again, the concept is still the same. I still have clip-ons on my bike. So I really want to see when I'm tired, when I'm not paying attention, am I going to be pushing or am I doing the push-pull? So that's going to be very exciting to find out. Another thing is, obviously, I want to get the workout, challenge my legs, challenge my lungs. The only thing that I've been really that pushing me to that edge has been jiu-jitsu, because the swimming, although it is challenging, I'm not pushing myself. I'm training, I'm working on the technique. So everything is slow, it's methodical. The cycling is also the same thing. I'm working on the push-pull. So again, methodical. I'm not driving myself to full exhaustion. So the only thing that's been doing that for me is jiu-jitsu. So the good thing is, I'm really going to see how, again, the crossover of my endurance is going to be. I don't expect this to be an easy day. So I know I'll be challenged. So again, I'm looking for that. Another thing is, I went out and got a bunch of these goo energy things. And, I got a bunch of different flavors. And what I'm looking for is, number one, while I'm fatigued, is it going to taste good? I know that a lot of these don't taste really good. And I also know that I'm not a big fan of chocolate or coffee when I'm out there busting my body down. Because of other races, I've attempted to use them. And yeah, when I'm thirsty and I need hydration, chocolate is just not something that I desire or even like the taste. So I got a bunch of berry flavors. I'm not going to use all of them today. I will use one. And so again, I just really want to see how I feel when I'm extremely tired and eating one of these, and see how tasty they are, or see how my body is going to react to these goos. Again, I've never used them before. At the other races, I just never used them. I remember I found one recently and I wanted to taste it, and it was the most disgusting thing ever. But again, it was also chocolate. I'm not a big fan of chocolate goo things. Another thing I wanted to test is, I had breakfast. It's now 2:30 on Sunday, and I had breakfast around 9, and I wanted to go to this with an empty stomach. Endurance and then the goo things. Because I know that when I'm in the middle of the race, by the time I need one of these, it's going to be some time that I had had breakfast or I'd eaten something. So I kind of want to mimic how my body's going to feel exhausted, not hungry, but empty stomached, and to see if this goes along with my stomach. I think that's about it for the updates. By the way, I retested with the body spec, and I did lose weight, but I don't agree with my starting point. And I'll give you a quick explanation. When I was in December, I was full on training for the marathon, and I was eating like I was training for a marathon. So my weight, again, would stay 220, 225 would be the tipping point. And then once our race was canceled due to the unfortunate situation, I didn't train, or I stopped training for the marathon, but I still ate like I was running the marathon. So I got up to 229, which is unacceptable. But the reason I'm telling you this is because when I took my test, my results came back that I had lost 15 pounds. And although I'm not dismissing 15-pound loss, definitely difficult, it's not easy, but I am dismissing my starting point. My starting point was unacceptable. So going down 15 pounds, leaves me at 215 or 216, and being for 220, wanting to get down to 200 or 205, only going down 215, as losing 15 pounds. In reality, I only lost 5 because my starting point should have been at 220. So I have another 15 pounds to go to see how my body feels at that weight. So counting the calories has been very successful for me at the moment. So I'm going to continue that ride, and we'll retest next month and see how it goes. So I will update you after the bike ride. I'll get some action shots. I haven't had any action shots in a while, so this will be some good action shots of the bike ride. We're in Woodside at the moment. Very beautiful area, so it should be some good shots. So I'll update you later. Oh boy, man, this guy. Andrew, I love you to death. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the ride. This guy, I really didn't know what to expect. Nothing. Andrew said, just meet me here. I'm here. I'm all excited in my video, everything. And then he's like, all right, we're going to go up the hill and then we're going to ride down. I'm okay with that. Right up the hill, right down. Man, 5 miles uphill. Took us an hour to get to the top, and we rode down. I really didn't know what to expect. An hour, 5 miles up. I mean, straight up, just up the mountain, which was good. I have realized as I've gotten older that a warm-up is definitely, I wouldn't say it's needed, but it takes my body and my lungs about a good 10 minutes of like really hard huffing and puffing until I get into this groove. And once I get into the groove, then, I'm still breathing hard, but I'm not like the first 10 minutes. The first 10 minutes feels like I'm going to pass out. So if I know that about myself, then during the race, I'm definitely going to need to have a really good warm up as opposed to just kind of jumping in there with no warm up, because the first hour and a half, 2 hours is going to be in the water. So I'm going to definitely need to be warmed up with my lungs and, my cardio before the swim. Because I have noticed that when I go swimming, I'd say maybe the first 10 minutes, it's really difficult. And then I hit this groove where, I'm not breathing as hard. So I do know that about myself. Let's see if we can get some official numbers here. The numbers are, it was 9.23 miles. The first 5 miles was uphill, so 4 miles down. Hour and a half, average speed 5.9. Active calories, 838 calories, Total calories, 1,034. Average heart rate of 149. I felt like 180 throughout the whole time. Elevation gain of 1,907 feet. There you go. It says elevation max. Sorry, we gained 1,900, and it says 2,298 max elevation. So it was a good ride. Thank you, Andrew. Really appreciate it. All right. Well, I also tested while I was hungry and struggling going up the mountain. But the first one I tested was the Cliff Shot. Test these and see if I like it.
Oh, the Gusto?
Mm-hmm. Not bad. It was a raz flavor. I will say it was good. I really like this tangy taste, tart taste. It was definitely good. I liked it. 100 calories per packet. It did give me a little bit of a burps as I was going down, but that was for like the first maybe 30 seconds. After that, I really didn't feel anything. It didn't give me an upset stomach. So definitely this is on the list for ones that I'm gonna like and use. I'm also drinking these tabs, these drink tabs, Tri-Berry. I'm gonna it's for hydration. Again, I'm looking for ones that taste good. We'll see how it goes. I also want to say thank you so much to my black belt brother. I call him my black belt brother because we got promoted together. He got promoted about 30 seconds before me. So he's the twin brother that was born first. I was born second. Thank you very much, Shay. I really appreciate you coming out to swim with me. He's done it twice so far. So again, I really appreciate that. I'll show some clips of swimming with Shay. Not with him, but we went together. And what I used was the flippers and the hands. So again, the video of me swimming is with the hands. I can't think what they're called, hand fins, whatever you want to call them. So that has definitely been interesting to use. I can tell the resistance. Yeah, I can feel my back getting like really a good workout from those paddles. That's what they're called. So I'm going to invest in a snorkel. I really think that working on my technique and stride, not worrying about the breathing when I work on my stride is going to be beneficial as well. So just wanted to give you those last little update. I'm going to show you some clips. I hope you enjoy week 16. We'll see you next week for week 17. There you go.
Pretty sick, huh?
Yeah, it's very small lanes. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want any tips on form?
By all means, please.
So one thing is when you're going down,
Yeah.
you don't want like 1 foot low and 1 high.
Okay.
You want to have like basically both feet even.
Okay.
With your like chest up.
Okay.
And try to look like 10 to 15 feet away.
Okay.
Called platform.
All right. It's a lot of fun. Ooh, my hands.
Feeling it?
Yeah. It's good. I like it.
Chatter.
Yeah.
What do you think of this versus demo?
This one's definitely a little bit more, you have to pay more attention.
Yeah.
Demo's a lot more wide open. You can, even though it's difficult, it's still a lot of space.
Yeah. They're pretty different.
Yeah.
Especially the top of this is really narrow.
Yeah, especially right when the little erosion areas are like, okay, I gotta hit that direct or else.
Yeah.